Hi, and welcome to NoLittleEmperors.weebly.com. I'm Derek Kaufman, and the reason for this website is to study the existence of little emperors. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is a little emperor? Well, since 1979, China has implemented a population regulation policy called one-child policy. Basically, what that means is that couples in China are only allowed to have one child. So if they're only allowed to have one child, then an entire generation of only children is going to be growing up in China since that point in time. So since 1979, there have been issues regarding these only children, and researchers that study personalities and psychological states and things like that are saying that this generation of only children is growing up as little emperors. And basically what a little emperor is a kid that researchers think has a personality defect, whether that means that they're more asocial, less likely to succeed, less likely to be an entrepreneur, etc., etc. So the purpose of this research and for this website is to explain the reasons behind why we don't think that little emperors necessarily exist, but why we think that there needs to be more research involved in proving whether or not little emperors do exist. Because there are multiple different reasons why we believe there is not enough evidence to support this. So through this website, you're going to find 3 different pages. And on these pages, on page 1, you'll find information dealing with lack of empirical evidence. And that basically means we use 2 leading studies in our research, and on both sides of the issue, there are conflicting factors. So there's convincing evidence that there are no little emperors, and then there is convincing evidence that there are little emperors. So we're arguing that there needs to be more evidence that supports whether one or the other is actually true. On page 2, you'll find conflicting studies in personalities and rates of success in only children versus children with siblings. Now, what that means is basically evidence throughout the Western world, in China, and also around the entire world has shown that only children are just as successful, if not more successful, than kids with siblings, as well as personality traits, etc., etc. As you get through the pages, you'll get more in depth on that. On the 3rd page, you'll find societal and cultural factors that are very confounding in this study, because to understand a little emperor, you have to understand the changes that have happened since 1979 and since only the one-child policy has come into effect. So without taking cultural factors in, we believe that there are massive changes that have happened in the last 40 years, and they have undoubtedly supported and contributed to the factors that have led to this public believance of little emperors existing. And the facts are of what we believe, that there's not enough evidence on either side to actually say little emperors exist. So you'll find all of that and more on this website. We hope you enjoy your stay.